part 2. The very conscious act of witnessing and being in present state, witnessing somebody else have a neurotic episode or being in psychosis, you can see that they're not present and they're not rooted in reality in the present moment. Completely divorced from chaos, divorced from fictitious thought worlds. So, this is part 2, this video. Part 1, I'll put a link below. I accidentally got cut off, but you got to see part 1 so part 2 will make sense. So at some point in my 30s, I stopped, or it wasn't a stop, it was a gradual slowdown of less and less of these neurotic episodes of having arguments in my own mind with other people, pleading for why I'm not wrong or why I deserve something. And I realized that a lot of this comes from negative programming from childhood, negative mental programming, things of lack, unworthiness, poverty, why you're not allowed to do certain things, why you have to ask for permission, all this really kind of fucked up mandated bullshit that, and then when you just want to be yourself and be you and do you and be how you are, that there's people around you that have these mental frameworks and habits of relationship and these unconscious, unspoken rules of how your relationship would go, and you have them too. And now all of a sudden, when you push against the grain and start to act different and become your own person, and you don't fall into the codependent, neuropeptide addicted cycles of the dopamine release and the serotonin and the hit of dopamine, the up and down, and these depolarization shifts that you go through, and these tussles with other people, friends, family, whatever, usually people that are close to you. You trigger each other, and you have these unconscious blind spots where you create unnecessary suffering, and you keep triggering each other. You're not aware that you're doing it unconsciously. The ego is doing it so it can get this secondary emotional payoff, so it can feel validated or feel like it's all this weird, crazy, narcissistic bullshit that we do to each other. That we're not even aware. Relationships, brothers, sisters, it's fucked up, man, like what people do. And they piss away like large portions or their entire lives, large percentages of their day in this hypothetical, hysterical bullshit that doesn't have anything to do with being rooted in here and now and chasing down and hunting down your fucking purpose and doing something that makes sense, because you're gonna fucking die. You're gonna fucking die and be in the ground. I believe your spirit goes on, you go to heaven, but you're gonna have a fucking tombstone if you're lucky, if your ass has made enough money to pay for it, and you're fucking done, dude. Like, so when you go from that perspective and you look at all the regret you're going to have, you get pretty fucking serious about your life's purpose and about what you need to be doing right here and now. But when you get serious about your life's purpose, now you become a selfish fucking asshole to people who aren't serious about their life's purpose. And if you pay attention to the people who are chasing down their missions, goals, purposes, mandates, they're never the people that are telling you that you shouldn't be chasing your goals. They're the people that are congratulating you, they're rooting you on, they're telling you your ideas, are good or silly or bad. They're constructively helping you, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, dude, get it, we're crushing it." So you got to pay attention. I think it was Brennan Burchard posted, and I reposted on Instagram at Keith Kelfis. Pay attention to the people who encourage you to achieve your goals and dreams. Now, speaking of narcissism and unconsciousness, you might be a person who's holding back other people's evolution, because that's our point, is to evolve, right? That's our purpose. Are you holding back somebody's evolution with your own bullshit, with your own narcissistic, egotistical fears of unlove? Were you abandoned as a child and now you're afraid and you got your fucking meat hooks stuck in somebody and you guilt trip them? Or anything that you do, right? Are you guilty of that? Is there something that you need to change, right? Because sometimes if we can see it and project it outward, or we think we see it in the world, or we blame other people, there's three fingers pointing back at us. And if you look at, type in Greg Braden, the 7 Essene mirrors. He's kind of like Dr. Joe Dispenza and all this stuff. It's a long watch, and I need to watch it again. But the 7 Essene mirrors is basically everything you project out into the world is what's really going on in you and what you need to develop. So sometimes the people that are the most difficult people in your life are the people that, like Dr. Wayne Dyer says, they're the turd that'll never flush. These are the people that are your spiritual teachers in disguise. I'm here right now, laying on my couch after working on the laptop for like 10 hours. Normally landscaping my ass off and running that business, now running this business. Very serious about my goals. I love my little doggy. Dealing with uh, just financial strategies and marketing stuff that I'm so happy and excited is finally coming together. My I had a lot of mental and emotional blocks, and I think a lot of this shit revolves around worthiness. When you start to feel worthy of success, it'll start showing up a lot faster in your life. If you don't feel worthy, no matter how hard you try, the shit's gonna elude you. It's gonna run from you, and that's what a lot of this law of attraction and hypnotherapy shit and all of this shit all over YouTube. You can watch that stuff all damn day. Um, but I really think there's no substitute. It's good stuff. I mean, it's good stuff. And Dr. Joe Dispenza is a great stuff. But you got to get out there in the world. And this is one thing I really want to say. Yes. So I've been listening. I think it's Joseph Rodriguez on YouTube. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube, surprisingly. He does these book reviews, and he's talking about Neville Goddard and like Think and Grow Rich. And he was talking this one specifically. Oh, this was dope, dude. He puts together these mind maps. He was talking about you have to build a relationship with the unknown and accept the unknown and welcome the unknown as part of your growth and development. And when oh, dude, when he fucking said that, like that's the one thing that gave me the biggest aha. And I just listened to this like last night or the night before. I laid down listening to it and I was like, what? Oh my God. That is the biggest thing I've been resisting in my life is your relationship to the unknown, is your fear of the unknown. You will be such a fucking control freak because you got to know everything, and you're not afraid. You're not aware that you're actually afraid of that thin layer, that thin little membrane between the known and everything in the past, all the way down to your childhood, or everything you fucking think you know, and breaking through the barrier and that little thin membrane of the unknown. It doesn't have to be a leap. You don't have to sign $1 million contract or go fucking 100 grand in debt. You don't have to go hire 20 fucking people. All you have to do is take a fucking baby step. Take a fucking baby step into the unknown, get excited, and think about it as an experiment. You feel like it's a fucking Pandora's box you're gonna open and you won't be able to close it again. It's a fucking Chinese finger trap. You won't be able to get your finger out. You'll go inside of this door and it'll close behind you. Now you're trapped. No, so you're just like you're signing a mortgage, dude. I'm telling you, man. It took me in my 30s to realize this. The shit that you're the most afraid of, that you're freaking out about, that hundreds of thousands, if not millions and millions of people have already done and figured out. There aren't any fucking better, smarter, or more luckier than you are. You can figure the shit out too. And the reason you can't is because you're telling yourself a bullshit story that you can't. If you got to get angry and ask yourself, who am I becoming? Who the fuck am I becoming? Am I becoming a fucking pussy that your life's going by? And if you don't step up to the fucking plate and at least start swinging, I don't care if you got a little fucking t-ball and a little bat and a little ball. You better start swinging for something, dude, and taking a little bit of chances and do something different. Because the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. And it's also banging your fucking head against the wall. I'm starting to make changes in my life and making improvements. One, because the people I hang out with are successful people who are fucking go-getters, who take chances, who have successful businesses, successful families, successful faith lives. They're successful people. And I look at them and they keep going up, 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 up. And I'm not going up. And I'm like, well, if they're doing it, come on, Keith. I know you're scared. Like, I know you're fucking scared. I know that you're fucking terrified. I know you're afraid of losing what you have. But at some point, you know, if you just keep working, you're just going to keep making it, right? Well, if you keep working and just keep making it, work a little bit harder and, sock a little bit of money away so you can get a little bit of extra sleep. And then at some point, here's a little trick I learned. Open up another bank account and call it a risk account or taking chances account. I don't know how many, 4, 5, 600 bucks, 4, 5, 6 thousand, 40, 50, 60,000. I don't know what your finance looks like, but put a little bit of money aside each week, and then that'll become your little play account where you take little chances and do things and say, you know what, I'm gonna hire this person, but I'm gonna do it just for one day, or just for a week, or I'm gonna try this marketing thing, or I'm gonna try this side hustle, or I'm gonna start this podcast, right? Don't do it with the expectation and the pressure that it's got to fucking be $1 million thing overnight. You're setting yourself up to fail. You have to do it with positive expectancy and with passion and self-love, and say, you know what, I'm doing this thing because I'm genuinely excited. But it has to be backed up by a little bit of retribution and anger too. Like, it has to be sandwiched in between positive incentive motivation and then the fear motivation of what will happen if you fucking don't do it. You know what's going to happen? Another year of your life's going to go by. Another Christmas is going to go by. Another fucking New Year's is going to go by. And then you're going to look in the mirror again. You're going to be another year older. And next thing, you're going to be 2 years, 5 years older. And motherfucker, 10 years is going to go by. And you're going to be in the same fucking spot. How do you like that? How are you going to feel like that? Now, if you're cool and you're comfortable and you're just getting by, then maybe that's what you want. But I know that's not life. The life for me, back to what I said, because you're going to die one day. I'm just fired up about this, dude. David Data, in The Way of the Superior Man, amazing book. He said, if you don't know your life's purpose, go lock yourself in a room with a notepad and a pen, and do not come out. Do not come out of that room until you know your purpose. And another thing, I'm in Brennan Burchard's monthly coaching livecast program. I pay for it every month. It's dope, dude. He said the simplest thing in the world. It's all about the fundamentals. He said the reason you're not having scaling in your business and you're not getting to the next level is because you're not just taking the time to think things through. Yeah, so you know what that means? Turn off your fucking phone, shut off fucking Instagram, slap yourself in the wrist if you're doing it. I do it too, dude. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And get out a notepad and a pen or a fucking piece of printer paper, or go to the Office Depot store and buy a whiteboard and a marker, and go lock yourself in the bathroom for an hour. I don't care what you do, and just start writing. Oh, what will happen if I did do this? Or get an Excel spreadsheet. I don't know how your brain works. Okay, if I did do this and I did it for 2 weeks, what would happen then? What if it worked? What would happen? What would happen if it didn't work? What are my finances looking like? What does my health look like? What's going on here? What if I did take that chance? What if I did do that? What would that look like? What if it went well? What could go wrong? If it went wrong, I could just go back to doing what I'm doing. Chances are it would go right. And the worst thing that happened, if I bought that thing, I could probably just sell it. It's really not going to be that bad. Oh my God, I'm staying stagnant. You know, it's usually the decisions, and you know what the decision is for you. It's the decision that you're holding off and you're putting off, that you're obsessed about, that you can't stop thinking about, and you're obsessed with it, and you know what it is. That's probably the decision that you need to make. Because you need to make a decision, right? I think it's the thing that's driving a wedge in your mind. Then the next thing is, what thing do you need to stop doing? If there's something you keep fucking doing, it's stupid, it's wasting your time and energy, just stop doing it. Sometimes if you get stuck on something, you think you need to make a decision, well, maybe you're just under pressure right now and it's a peak. It's like a black swan. It's something that happens like once in a while, and you just need to work that thing out. And you don't need to go invest in some piece of equipment or a new computer, get out of your marriage or your relationship. Maybe you're just going through a hard time, and that's a lesson you need to learn to work that shit out, to smooth out those peaks and valleys, right? Sometimes running away from the problem or trying to create some whole new paradigm isn't the thing. The thing is to stay right where you're at, calm the fuck down, and work that shit out. Learn some fucking patience. Learn some patience. Another thing is change up your routine and change your environment. Make sure you get sleep. Make sure you get exercise. Make sure you get sun. Make sure you drink lots of water. Make sure you get proper nutrition. Um, what I mean is going back to the fundamentals. If ever you get so far out of whack that you're just like all messed up and you're not you, you need to go back to the fundamentals. And I learned some Eben Pagan and Wake Up Productive. I know I look tired as hell, and I'm shooting this on my crappy phone right now. If I took out my $5,000 camera and put professional studio lights on me and shit, I'd be looking crispy as fuck. But who cares? This ain't about how I look. Because I just looked in the camera and I'm like, damn. You know, I look like I'm hustling. That's what I look like. Look at this T-shirt I got. It's a Logan Paul Maverick shirt. You're like, why is he wearing that? Because I went to Logan Paul's house in 2017 and we all got free T-shirts. We were like in his living room, and anyways, a whole crazy story. Not that I'm a Logan Paul fan. I just threw the shirt on. Anyways, but he's hustling, right? Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. Back to the fundamentals. I've been pagging, amazing. Check him out. Wake Up Productive. He said whenever he's all whacked out, he goes right back to the fundamentals: proper sleep, proper hydration, proper nutrition, proper exercise. Sleep, hydration, nutrition, exercise. Get those things dialed in as soon as you possibly can, and watch everything will come back into sync, because everything revolves around those things, right? And another thing David Data said, if shit's fucked up at home, it's going to be messed up in your career. Your relationship, if you're a man and you're in your masculine, is your relationship to your feminine in your career. If you're having problems at home, you're going to have problems at work. If shit's going good at home, it's usually going to go good at work. So you got to get back to the core and fix that shit and stand in it like a laser beam. Stand in the white hot heat and just face that shit and get it solved and get it taken care of. Another thing, Ho'oponopono. I love you. Thank you. Forgive me. I'm sorry. Listen to Dr. Joe Vitale, Ho'oponopono, Zero Limits, all that amazing. Listen to Dr. David R. Hawkins, Power versus Force, and Letting Go, amazing books. Sometimes you have things that are pent up inside of you all the way back to family members, friends, childhood, people you need to forgive. Another trick is I'm tired. Go to past places that you used to live, or parks you used to walk through, or a street you used to ride a bike down when you were a little kid. Go visit all those places on a Sunday. Spend a couple hours driving around. Go eat at a little diner you used to eat at when you were young, and go solve all those. Get closure on all those things that are holding you back. These unclosed loops and of these pathologies in your unconscious or your subconscious that are hogging and stealing your energy, right? And close the loops and get closure and all that shit. Go to the cemetery and cry it out for somebody you lost, right? Tell people that you love them. Doing things like this can really make you go, whoa, I've grown up now. I'm not a kid anymore. Oh my God, I've come so far. And you can let that old person go. You can upgrade your identity. Upgrade your identity. Catch my drift? All right, I'm out of here. Hope that's awesome. That's some deep shit, right? All right.